European champion, the Wonder Kid himself, Jonny Storm, take on Mark 5-Star Belton. Before the contest, Storm was telling anybody who'd listen that he considered the competition to be little more than a warm-up match, as he will only face imported foreign talent. However, after the match, Belton proved why he was here to stay in the FWA.
Now last week, Tony, we saw that man right there, Jonny Storm, take on the phenomenal German sensation, Extreme, and he defended his XPW European Heavyweight Championship successfully. Now before this program went on the air, we were informed, Tony, that the next international challenger for Jonny Storm's XPW European Championship will be NWA TNA X Division sensation, Sanjay Dutt. But for now, he better not look past Mark Belton, because Mark Belton is the current #1 contender to the FWA Heavyweight Championship. So let's see who's going to get the momentum out of this non-title contest.
That's a good point you make there, Nix. Maybe it was James Tyatt overlooking Mark Belton, which led to his defeat. Now, obviously, Jonny Storm is not putting his XPW European title on the line because as he feels that, you know, this is a non-international wrestler he's facing, he doesn't need to put the belt on the line, which, you know, that's fair enough. You did say earlier he's going to have the match with Sanjay Dutt coming up very soon. But tonight, Mark Belton and Jonny Storm, I cannot wait to see this match.
Now, once again, Jonny Storm graciously brought the title down in the suitcase. But don't forget, Jonny Storm ain't going to show that title belt to anyone, okay? Only his close friends and family have ever seen that title. Now, Jonny Storm's getting ready for action.
Yeah, when Jonny Storm's finally finished getting undressed, we might be able to get the match underway. Here we go with the ring of the bell.
Hey. He'll get dressed in his own way, I'll have you know.
Here we go, Nick, as both men circling the ring now. Jonny Storm, as I've said many times before, not a firm favourite now, but the fans do love getting on Jonny Storm's case more than any wrestler I have ever seen in the FWA.
Now, last week we saw the Extreme contest, and Jonny Storm managed to put him away with that Wonderworld driver. Absolutely devastating manoeuvre, so no doubt Mark Belton will have to look out for it. Now, Tony, I've been doing a little bit of research. We've not seen it yet, but Mark Belton has that devastating finisher of his, the 5-star leg drop, coming off that top rope, knocking out his opponent senseless. We've not seen it in the FWA yet, but he has used it previously in his career, and no doubt Jonny, being the general that he is, will have done his research and will look out for that manoeuvre.
Well, hopefully so, because if Mark Belton hits it, it's going to be all over for Jonny Storm. Mark Belton straight away targeting the arm, but Jonny Storm weaseling his way into the ropes.
Well, Mark Belton was going for a wrist lock straight off the back there, but Jonny too quick to the ropes. Very wisely done.
As you can hear, Nick, the fans are firmly into this match already. I mean, they've only seen Mark Belton a few times in the FWA, but they like what they see. We all remember the match he had with the Zebra Kid, that hard-hitting encounter, one that will always be etched in my mind. And as much as I dislike Jonny Storm, he is a fantastic wrestler, and you're always guaranteed to get your money's worth.
Why do you dislike Jonny Storm? I don't understand this. Oh, come on! Now, that was uncalled for. But answer me, Tony, why would you hate Jonny Storm? He's such a lovable rogue.
Mark Belton there, in with a nice leg scissors on Jonny Storm. He's got him held up. Mark Belton slamming Jonny Storm down on his derriere.
Jarring that spine of the Wonder Kid. Wonder Kid has got to find an escape here, but 5-star Mark Belton, he's just going to keep slamming it, and that time he even caught his fingers.
Jonny Storm trying to brace his fall there, but unfortunately landed on the already injured fingers. But Jonny Storm up straight away and into an ankle lock, and look at that, Nick, he also had the other foot pinned down, but Mark Belton knew how to reverse and flip Jonny out of it.
Phenomenal leg strength there by 5-star Mark Belton. Jonny Storm now getting into that knuckle lock situation, and they're going for it. But Tony, answer me this question, will you? Why did you hate Jonny Storm?
Why did you hate him? You know what? You know, I was Jonny Storm's biggest supporter, Nick, and when he turned his back on the fans, personally, the way I see it, he also turned his back on me. And when he did that, I had no time for him. Mark Belton there with a nice drop kick to the butt of Jonny Storm, sending him through the ropes to the outside.
So you hated Jonny Storm at about the same time he won the XPW European Championship?
Yes.
Answer me. Yes, exactly. I mean, you're just like all those naysayers. You're jealous. And now 5-star Mark Belton throws in Jonny Storm. You know what, Tony? I really wish you wouldn't be so jealous. I mean, Jonny Storm has got everything going for him. Can't you just be happy for him? Sunset flip attempt there by Mark Belton. Will he get him down?
Jonny Storm is fighting as much as he can. Jonny Storm, it looks as though Mark Belton has removed Jonny Storm's bottom half of his ring gear and has just given him a playful slap on the backside.
Why he's got this obsession with spanking Johnny Storm. I don't really approve of it. Mark Belton now following Johnny Storm to the outside, chasing him around like a rabbit, and he goes back in there. Mark Belton follows it, but Johnny Storm with a headlock takeover.
A nice takeover there, but Mark Belton straight away in with the leg scissors, takes Johnny Storm down, grabs the wrist as well into a nice armbar. Johnny Storm looks like, no, Johnny Storm is still caught up in the hole. I think what Mark Belton's trying to do, Nick, with the slap at the bottom and stuff, I think Mark Belton's trying to get inside the head of Johnny Storm and outpsych him, because as we all know, Johnny Storm is a very cocky character, and if Mark Belton can take him down a peg or two, surely that's going to go in his advantage.
Johnny Storm managed to nip out there, and 5-star Mark Belton's trying to hold on to that wrist lock, but again, 5-star just brings up those phenomenally strong legs of his and takes down Johnny Storm once again.
Johnny Storm back in the position he started from, but Mark Belton there, the hold was broken by Johnny Storm. Johnny Storm, a fantastic technical wrestler as well as a high flyer, but Mark Belton does seem to be outsmarting him at every opportunity he gets.
Well, obviously, I will admit, Johnny's getting a little cocky, but that's because he's just so good. He can afford to be cocky, okay? When 5-star Mark Belton gets his championship, then he can be cocky. But up until then, he'll have to settle with being just the #1 contender.
See, Nick, I think it worked. It looks as though Johnny Storm is actually genuinely miffed now. You see the slap to Mark Belton.
He's placing Mark
Belton's done. He's basically outpsyching, get inside the head of Johnny Storm, and I think this is going to lead to Mark Belton winning this match.
Stiff kick there from 5-star Mark Belton. Johnny Storm seems to have felt that. I think the referee is going to check on Johnny to make sure he's able to continue. We don't want to disappoint the fans. We don't want Johnny Storm injured now, Tony.
It looks as though Mark Belton may be trying to Charlie horse up that leg of Johnny Storm, and if Johnny Storm can't use his legs, then he can't be as effective as he would like to be. Nice shoulder block there. Johnny Storm once again to the outside.
It's weird. I mean, I've not seen anyone capable of keeping up with Johnny Storm like this. But Mark
Belton through the ropes, Nick. I mean, talk about keep up with Johnny Storm. I think he could teach Johnny Storm a thing or two.
Discover the magnum naughty bit of truffle and experience intensity like never before. New Magnum Intense from Walls.
Tired of the same old games on your mobile? Then download the latest releases from Gameloft. Prince of Persia: Sands of Time, Master the Sands, or Be Buried. 13. The conspiracy is everywhere. Not even your mobile is safe. Splinter Cell: Extended Ops, sent where no one else can go to do what no one else can do. Rainbow Six: Can you take the pressure? Speed Devil: race around the world at breakneck speeds for money. You buy a game, text play action to 84050, then follow the easy on-screen instructions.
I'm the urban spaceman, baby. I've got speed. I've got everything I need. I'm the urban spaceman, baby. I can fly. I'm a supersonic guy.
You can't wrap them up against allergies, but you can treat almost every allergic reaction with Piriton. Piriton, for the family's allergies.
Be the first with 8181 and get 3 personalised wallpapers for your colour mobile each month. Text sign in your name or neon in your name to 8181 to get your custom wallpaper to your phone with even more to choose from.
8181.
8181 for 6 of the hottest polyphonic ringtones every month for just 50p each. Just text the name of the item you want to the number 8181. Your selection will be sent straight back with even more to choose from.
8181.
Are you a homeowner who could benefit from an Ocean Finance loan? Perhaps by reducing your monthly outgoings by consolidating existing debts, home improving, or simply treating yourself to whatever you have in mind. Many already have.
Myself and the wife chose Ocean Finance because they were so helpful on the phone and understanding with the situation we were in at the time.
It was beginning to get to a stage where we were just working to pay bills and we wanted to be able to live a little bit.
They told you what you needed to know, not bubble you with science or whatever.
We found that Ocean Finance was the one that came up with the answers and didn't cause any complications.
Look for whoever you like, but before you've finished, give Ocean Finance a try.
Ocean consider all circumstances and rates are competitive. So for that homeowner loan of up to £100,000, call us now on 0800 916 9120 or apply online at oceanfinance.co.uk.
Whips him out one more time, attempted to follow through, but Jonny Storm with a double springboard hurricane.
Nicely done there from Jonny Storm. Takes Belton from one side of the ring to the other. The look on Jonny Storm's face isn't the cocky, arrogant one. It's one of determination, Nick. Maybe Mark Belton has got so far under Jonny Storm's skin, but I say that and I'm completely wrong, because Jonny Storm is still the arrogant ass that he always is.
He's a donkey. I've not seen that one before. Jonny Storm now with that Michinoku-esque driver there, and he's signalling for something, Tony. Springboard, and there it is, a springboard moves off the second rope. 1, 2, referee Steve Linsky, however, was not able to count the 3.
Only a 2 count there, but nicely done. A second rope springboard moonsault from Jonny Storm.
Jonny Storm now grabbing those locks of 5-star. Fist there, fist, and they're just punching back and forth. Referee Steve Linsky letting this fly, obviously. Catches him in a suplex. No, fisherman suplex. Beautifully executed. Look at that bridge.
Nice bridge there from Mark Belton. Only a 2 count though, Nick. Nicely done though from 5 stars. He sends Jonny Storm up, but Jonny Storm manages to reverse. Jonny Storm full head of steam, but Belton up and over the top rope and climbs up to the corner turnbuckle. Nice missile drop kick taking Storm down.
I've got to tell you, 5-star flash can't half shit. And there it is, a kick out.
2 count there from Mark Belton. Mark, he seems to be a little bit annoyed at that. Maybe he thought that he would have been able to take the Wonder Kid down already, but Wonder Kid, once again, going back to his dirty tactics, rakes the eye, back in control.
5-star Mark Belton is going to be made Johnny's pal at this rate. Jonny now setting him up in the corner. And there's a chop there from Jonny Storm. He's taking his sweet, merry time with 5-star. He whips him out of the corner. Mark Belton hits the corner. Jonny follows through with a forearm. He's going for this fantastic 4 combination we've seen him do before.
Here he goes, Nick. It's the setup. As soon as he hits the fantastic 4, he usually likes to go in with the Wonder Whirl. As he springs off into the ropes now. Nice Inzaguri, taking Belton down.
Belton was knocked down with that running Inzaguri. And let's see if Jonny can continue this and hit the Wonder Whirl for the win. No, he's going for the cover early. 2. It was only 2, Tony. See, even referee Steve Linsky had to tell him again, it was only a 2, Jonny. I'm sorry. I know he's obviously a little stronger than we first thought. Now, Jonny Storm picking up 5-star, taking him to the corner, block the chop. 5-star retaliated.
5-star retaliates. 5-star on the top rope. It looks as though maybe he's setting up for that spinning tornado DDT, but Jonny Storm managed to counter it and places him back on the top rope and chop for his troubles. Jonny Storm setting up. We've seen this move 1,000 times from Jonny Storm. But we've never seen that out of Mark Belton. A straight boot to the face takes Jonny Storm down. And Nick, if he hits it, is this going to be the 5-star leg drop?
Let's have a look. He hits it.
The 5-star leg drop. Surely that has got to be it.
1, 2, kick out.
Jonny Storm at the last second, Nick, managed to kick out. An awesome leg drop from Belton, but Jonny Storm managed to kick out, and Jonny Storm back in control.
Belton, looks like Belton reversed that reverse suplex, and now he hit a DDT of his own. Mark Belton Belton, though, couldn't get the cover on the XPW European champion.
Johnny Storm with a reverse, Mark Belton with a reverse, into the nice reverse DDT. Belton back up onto his feet, laying in some forearms to Johnny Storm. Springs off into the right. Johnny Storm, he's hit it, the Wonder World! Surely if he gets the pin, it's all over for Five-Star Belton.
Five-Star Belton and Johnny Storm are both down. Johnny hit that Wonder Well. If he can just capitalise on the cover, that would have been it. Come on, 1, 2, 3, go!
Yes, Johnny Storm took far too long, Nick, to get over and cover Belton. Belton still has some fire left inside him. I can see Belton walking out of here with the victory.
You know what? I've never seen anyone kick out of the Wonder World before. I mean, honestly, Mark Belton is truly deserving of this #1 contendership that he currently has. Both these men truly very high up on the FWA ladder at the moment, but who's going to take that extra run? And you know me, Tony, I love Johnny Storm, and I've got to tell you, he's walking out of here one more victory. All he's got to do is put away Five-Star Mark Belton. He's going to cover Johnny Versal, 2, 3, no, another cover. They're just not getting it, Tony.
Belton in with the reversal. Johnny Storm once again. Belton with the reversal again, and only a 2 count. Johnny Storm on top, 1, 2. Belton reverses once again, and a 2 count. Both men roll out. Johnny Storm with a straight boot sends Belton down to the mat as we go 1, 2, no, 1.
Got it.
Nick, I can't. This is like 15,000 pinfalls in 2 seconds. Mark Belton once again goes in with the pinfall. A 2 count. Perfect bridge there from Johnny Storm and Mark Belton.
This match is going so quick, someone's going to make a mistake any moment, and that might be it from Johnny. 2, no. Kick out.
A kick out from Johnny Storm there. I thought that was going to be it as he goes in with the Oklahoma roll. 1, 2, no, and he still manages to kick out.
He takes the Five-Star in the corner, whips him out. Five-Star blocked it, went underneath Johnny. He caught the leg, flips over, my lord. Ducks the clothesline, off the rope, cross body.
1, shot, 1, 2, 3, no. Johnny Storm has managed to get it.
Out of nowhere.
Completely out of nowhere.
The motivation.
Johnny Storm got the pinfall, Nick, but Johnny Storm did it the way Johnny Storm does. He had hold of Mark Belton's tights, and that's what got him the pinfall.
Here's the winner, XPW European Champion, the Wonder Kid.
And that's what you care about. Johnny Storm once again cheated to win. If I remember rightly, he cheated to win against Extreme. He cheats to win all his matches, and he's done the same thing tonight.
It's got to be disappointing for Five-Star Mark Belton, but still, notwithstanding, he will get an opportunity at Destiny when he takes on the biggest prize in Britain today, the FWA Heavyweight Championship, when he takes on Doug Williams in the forthcoming weeks. Whoa! Johnny Storm now running back in, wanting some more of Five-Star, but Five-Star has got a leg hold there. That is painful!
That is painful, Nick, and if Mike Five-Star Belton can hold this on for as long as possible, it's going to put Johnny Storm in no condition to face Sanjay Dutt in a very short period of time. Mark Belton has now got hold of Johnny Storm's supposed XPW European title inside the briefcase there, which I might add, I have never seen, and as far as I know, I don't know anyone's seen it. But Mark Belton looks like he's going to open the case.
It's like
everyone a go.
Covenant or something, but Johnny Storm stopped him the last minute.
Why do you think he did that, Nick?
Because he doesn't want some measly competitor or fan or anything just seeing his XPW European champion. He didn't win it. Mark Belton didn't win the title. He shouldn't get it. It was non-title after all.
I think Johnny Storm and Mark Belton will have to meet somewhere down the line, somewhere very soon.
George, you stupid fool. You lost the match for us. You're an idiot. You don't speak English. You need to learn to speak English. Communicate with me. Then we'll be able to win. You'll be very, very lucky if I ever team with you again. Are you listening to me? You need to learn to speak English.
Inglés o español?
English.
Español.
English.
Español.
English. Learn to speak English next time we're in the FWA, or you're fired.
English.
Listen, you are fired.
English.
You do not learn to speak.
¿Qué? Inglés. Español. So that's the question on everyone's lips. Why on earth did the Twisted Genius and Burchill come to the rescue of Simmons last week? Out of all the people, Simmons? I mean, They were saying we had all these problems with the Duke and Simmons and Buttercup all last year. But you see, the answer is pretty simple. We never had a beef with Simmons. The problem was always with the Duke. He was the one pulling all the strings and weaseling out of things. All those matches, Simmons was there fighting in his corner, and you know, that earned a little bit of respect with us. So seeing as Birchall didn't have an opponent, and Simmons needed a partner, we decided to get out there, beat a few people up, and once again send a message to everyone in the FWA that we will do what we want, how we want, and there's not a soul in the FWA that can stop us.
Making his welcome return back to the FWA, Nick, it's the drug-free straight-edge CM Punk. And tonight, his legendary feud with Raven makes its way to the FWA.
You know, the last time we saw this guy, he took on Cole Cabana at British Uprising 2. It was a phenomenal international guest match. And man, that was the first time I ever saw the Pepsi plunge. Top rope double underhook, face buster. Jeez, Tony, that's devastating. You've got to believe that tonight, CM Punk's opponent, Raven, is going to have to look out for that maneuver, because no way can you kick out of that bad boy.
Definitely. I mean, we know that CM Punk and Raven have had many battles in the past, but how's it going to go down tonight here in the FWA?
Tony, what can I say in the next 30 seconds to a minute that can justify this entire man's career? Former ECW World Heavyweight Champion. He's had stints